And we're off here. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 2 of Bumper to Bumper. I'm driving in a mysterious alleyway right now, as you have to do that sometimes. When you're cruising around Los Angeles, you got to know... Look, you got to know the back alleyways, all right? You got to know your ways around, because traffic can be so terrible. But I am on the west side, and I'm on my way to... I'm going to the gym, actually, but that's neither here nor there, because we are lucky today to have a very special guest on the show today. We have a very funny actor, performer. He's an amazing producer, an amazing director, very strong creative mind, the very funny John Weselcouch. We've created with him a bunch. Rick and John have a comedy troupe called Spooky Bonus. Spooky Bonus does all kinds of really great, unique kind of... It's their comedy shorts, Instagram videos that have like a very interesting dark tone to them. They're a dark comedy. That's what I'm trying to say they are. But we're lucky to have him on the podcast today. He is a new father, which is exciting. Winnie, his daughter. I think Rick is picking him up pretty soon. So why don't we get Rick on the horn here, but I want to welcome you back to episode 2 of Bumper to Bumper. I'm your host, Chris Candy. Let's do this. Let's get into it. Or I'm going to call Rick right now. Hopefully I don't crash into me, babe. Watch out, everybody. All right, here we go. I shouldn't have said that because Rick said you get in trouble for copyright.
Hello.
Hey, Rick.
Hey, who are you talking to?
I was talking to myself.
Oh, you were saying copyright.
Well, because I started singing the Dave Matthews Band song. And
why do you always sing songs? Don't do that, Chris.
Look, Rick, I like to sing, okay?
I know, but you're going to get us, like, how are we ever going to buy a house, you know? We're not going to buy a house when you're singing Dave Matthews.
Look, I don't know what to tell you. I think we're going to still not be able to buy a house off this podcast. Okay?
You never know. Hey, Chris, what a lovely day to be doing a podcast. I'm very stressed out, and I know you are too.
Oh, I'm very stressed, rushing from my nephew's first birthday to do a podcast.
Nice.
It's such an LA guy thing to do. My little nephew, who is so adorable, is opening these toys, and all I'm thinking about in the back of my head is, I hope I plug the XLR in this time.
What's your nephew's name? Do you want to say?
Yeah, Finley.
Finley.
Yeah, he's a
like
cutie.
That.
Yeah, he's a
is
cute
he Is he named after Huckleberry?
Yeah, sure. For this podcast, he's named after Huckleberry Finn.
Well, I don't think it was Huckleberry Finley, was it?
No. I think my sister and her husband, they just loved the name, and his name's Finley John William Sullivan. But I will keep Finn's...
That's a name.
I will keep Finn's privacy to himself, but he just turned 1. Today's his birthday. We're doing the podcast on his birthday.
Happy birthday, Finley.
All right. So I introed the show, let everybody know what we're doing.
Cool. We got a lovely. We got our first guest coming on. I'm sure you already told him that.
Hold on. You're in the car for a second. My AirPods fucked up again.
Oh.
But they're back. They're back in my head. They're back in my head. So.
I don't think people know, and people don't know, this is a podcast for your ears and also for your eyes, because we're recording these on beautiful GoPros.
Yeah.
Shout out to GoPro for making tiny little cameras that we can stick in our car with a little suction mount.
Yeah.
So you can go to our YouTube, Bumper to Bumper, and check us out. And you get to really enjoy the full immersive experience of Chris's face and my face driving in our cars. We're not in the studios here. We're not in the studio. We're in our car.
In the studio.
We're in LA traffic. I'm using
I'm
new sandbag.
I'm readjusting my mic as I was talking to you.
Yeah, we're gonna have a couple of hiccups.
We're gonna have a few.
You know,
it's okay though. It's a podcast.
Sarah, John's wife, didn't want him to do the podcast because
why?
She doesn't think I'm a safe driver.
What?
She's like. Well, now he's a new father. We're gonna. I'm
right
outside John's place. Outside now. Yeah, I'm outside John's place right now. We're picking him up. We got a microphone for him right here, and we're gonna start asking some questions. So I hope that these ear pods work and you're able to understand him, because I think that I'm pretty sure that it's just I can only use one ear. I don't know. We're gonna see. We're gonna see what happens.
But I'm gonna listen attentively no matter what.
I know you're gonna do a good job.
Yes, I'm going to do, and I'm going to ask all the right questions. But yes, so you're at John's now. Where are you right now? You're on the.
I'm not gonna give John's address or anything like that. But
no, yeah, don't do that.
I am in Los Feliz. I have a Los Feliz.
Okay.
I got an office here, and John doesn't live too far from the office, so it was rather convenient. And I think I did a little pre-interview with John. I randomly saw him today. I went to a little taco place, and I ran into him. And I think I think we might be driving him to a point 5 miles away where he's going to run back home. John's a runner.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, he's like a runner. We're going to talk a lot about running probably today.
You guys are runners. You like to run. You like to bang up your knees. I'm not much of a runner. I like to, I like to sleep. That's my favorite thing to do.
Yeah, you're a big sleeper.
Yeah. John's late. The thing is, the little thing that Chris and I decided to do, whenever we have a guest on the show, whether that be a guest in my car or a guest in Chris's car, we're going to pick them up. We're going to pick them up from their homes or on the street.
Or at least we're going to make it look like we're picking them up.
No, it's always real. I'm picking them up. That's what I'm outside his place
right now. Yeah, you are outside his place right now.
Waiting for him to come in. Making sure I'm recording. How's your day going, Chris? I know you went to your nephew. Why am I doing this voice? Hello, I am on a TV show.
It was good. I had a very busy weekend. I was out in Florida with Choto Ghetto. We played the Fest in Gainesville.
Oh, nice.
We had a great time, really great show. And then on top of it, just a little personal detail, we had free tickets to go to Islands of Adventure, the Universal Studios theme park in Orlando. And
is that like a separate park from
Yeah,
Universal
they've got like 2
Studios?
parks. Dude, Orlando is like a frickin', like the mecca for amusement parks. People freak out over there. And let me tell you something, the minute I get excited to go to an amusement park, the minute I'm there, I'm like, what am I doing here? Because they don't really... Look, they're fun, but they don't have class. Oh,
Keep talking.
They don't have class.
Keep talking about yourself.
They're not very classy. They're kind of like, oh yeah, this is for kids.
Here comes John. He's wearing an Illuminati shirt.
Okay.
Real nice shirt. Can you sit in here?
Yeah, is this okay?
There you go.
Oh, I hear John perfectly.
There you go. You can hear John. Hold on, I'm going to put this in John's ear, the ear pod.
All right.
Oh.
Here you go.
Hello.
In your left ear. Hold on, he's getting in.
All right, Chris, give me a sec here.
Give him a second. We're patching in.
We got John.
Can you hear Chris?
Check 1 2, check.
Can you hear him?
I can hear you fine, but not on a microphone, but I can hear you. So
wait, I can hear you too.
Can you hear John though?
This is amazing.
Oh yeah, I can hear him, but not as clear as I can hear you.
Okay, see, I think the AirPods just go to one microphone. I don't think they do two. But we're in a car, so I feel like we'll be okay. Yeah. Is it okay, Chris?
Nice little
It's
setup
fine
here.
for me.
It's fine for him.
All right.
I'm not complaining.
It's fine for me.
Are we taking you running?
Yeah, you're going to take me somewhere far away.
Somewhere far away.
Yeah, John, you've been really logging the miles in here, buddy.
I've been logging the miles. Chris, you're the only person I follow on Nike Plus running app. And I feel like, how many people do you follow?
I've got like 12 friends on the Nike Plus running app.
That's amazing.
And we are very active on that app. It's a very tight-knit group of weirdos. But you're one of the weirdos. You're one of the weird running people. And for those who don't know, I am like John, love running. I also hate it. But he has very much been like a very important influence on my running past and present, because he's run the LA Marathon how many times, John?
I've run LA 10 times.
What?
10 times.
Yeah. You've done it. How many have you done, Chris?
2 times. And John,
You've only done 2, Chris?
I've only done 2 marathons, and I'm about to do my third in a month. I got my third.
He'll get there.
And then I signed up for LA again, so I'll have 4 under my belt after March.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, when I moved to LA in 2007, and I thought to myself, I'm going to do a marathon every year as long as I live in LA.
Yeah.
And I got to the 10-year mark, and I was like, okay, that's enough.
Yeah.
And I stopped.
John, where are you from originally? Tell the people. We give them a little bit of a background. Tell our moms where you're
guys.
from.
Hey everybody, how's it going, guys?
Hey, Chris's mom and my mom and John's mom.
hey, to all the listeners out there, I'm from Fairfield, Connecticut. I hail from Fairfield. Really good cross-country state.
Okay.
For the high schoolers.
Yeah.
Really competitive. And went to school in Boston at Emerson College. Kind of a liberal arts school, private university type place.
They're private?
They are.
Oh.
They specialize in filmmaking and TV production.
Oh.
So did that. I don't know.
You studied film there, right?
I studied film there. I studied being a college student there.
So you're smoking bong
You
rips,
know, I like
doing cake
I
stands.
smelled weed a couple of times. I smelled it.
You sold it?
I smelled it.
You sold weed? You sold weed in Connecticut?
Okay, all right. Let's for all the listeners out there, let's get things straight here, okay? What am I saying?
You went to college.
I went to college.
Emerson.
Went to Emerson. There was I don't know if you guys feel this, but
What?
you go to school.
Yeah.
There are kids that like partied in high school that are like over it.
Yeah.
And they're ready to like buckle down and do the work, and they graduate college and right off the bat they're like, they're in the real world.
Yeah.
Whereas like I was such a good kid in high school.
Me too.
Didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Got to college and I was like party time.
Yeah.
Like fuck studying. Like, well, I'm not gonna, mom and dad. It wasn't like that.
Oh, the train's
but
coming.
you're a
Hold on,
late
I got a
bloomer.
train coming.
Wait, you got a train
my God,
coming?
he's got a train. Where are you, Chris?
I'm in Santa Monica. I'm going to the gym.
What train is in Santa Monica?
Is it the purple line? Is it the?
It's the gold line. Okay, you nerds.
Down.
All right.
Okay, I don't know what that is. Tell us about the gold line.
Yeah, what is it, gold?
It's gold, solid gold, baby. It's this podcast is so dumb.
We should call a podcast So Dumb.
Podcast so dumb.
Podcast so dumb.
Podcast. Oh, here it
So
comes.
let's go back to.
Okay, so you're at it's got a gold line on it. The gold line.
We're still talking about the gold line.
No, the
That's
audience.
kinda cool
The audience
that-
can't even see it. They can just see me watching it.
They just see your face.
That
talking
is
about
cool.
it.
It's called the gold line, and it's kind of clever that they'd put a gold line on the gold line.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did they do that for every line? Like the purple line has a purple line on it?
And
Oh yeah, it's got a purple
what
line.
what does a line look like? What's the thickness
Yeah.
of the
How
line?
thick is that? What's the girth on that line?
Oh boy, oh boy. So
It's
you
not the
go
size
to,
of the line. It's how you use it, right?
So you're at Emerson, and then
I'm at
I want to know.
Emerson.
I'm curious though, because I'm really curious about this.
Yeah.
How? So what was it with? Was LA like you were just like, I got to get out there because I am really like that's where it's at, or like I want to go move to West Coast, or like is it that or New York, or I don't know. Explain it to me.
Well, since I was a kid, and nobody ever tried to persuade me otherwise, dissuade, if you will.
Okay.
To give up on the film dream or anything. Everyone was like, yeah, filmmaking, yeah, go for it. And I didn't really know what I was doing my whole life, but I was doing it. And I've always thought since I was maybe 10, I'd end up in Los Angeles and I'd be making movies in some way. So like it was pretty much right after Emerson, I was like, yeah, I spent a month at home before I got on the road with my two best friends and we drove out cross country.
Which one?
And
Whoa, who are you?
Dagan and Patrick. They're my two best friends from growing up.
So
My
what
college
was what was the road trip like? Sorry, or talk about them. But I want to know about
the road trip was.
He wants to know.
It was excellent. It was an awesome road trip. We packed up a minivan, Patrick's father's minivan, and it was stacked. It was like packed to the brim. And we'd take turns driving, sitting in the front seat, or like being crammed in the back with all this stuff.
Yeah.
And the one thing I remember about that minivan is that Dagan's motorcycle was in that minivan.
What?
Going cross country, yeah.
With all your
He
stuff?
brought his motorcycle out.
How the hell did you get the motorcycle?
I don't know. It was like packed to the brim. But we did 10 days. We went the northern route through Chicago and the Dakotas and
Yeah, you went up the north way. Yeah.
yeah, we came down through Utah. Utah was an amazing state.
Oh, isn't that so beautiful out there? You get
Utah is pretty.
I think you get through Zion, don't you, when you're out there? It's
yeah.
pretty. Yeah.
We did the Arches. We did Zion, Bryce Canyon, Grand Canyon. Just all
the canyons.
Type of place you drive through and you're like, this can't still be Utah.
Yeah.
It's
this
huge.
looks like a totally different planet.
America's huge.
There's
It's
20
huge.
different planets in Utah.
I can't wait till we take this podcast on the road through the country, Hey, I'm already thinking ahead.
We're on the road right now. I'm in traffic, really bad traffic.
Definitely bumper to bumper.
Yeah.
I'm not in traffic. I'm zipping around.
You're zipping
Oh,
around.
great.
Yeah, I'm
So
zipping
glad.
around. I could have gotten to my destination very soon, but I want to get into this, so.
Yeah,
we are right next to the Trader Joe's in Silver Lake.
And what is that bar? There's that fancy bar that has no sign on the
Oh,
outside. Tenants of the Trees.
Tenants of the
Trees.
trees. Yes.
Yeah.
If you rent a tree house, you're a tenant of the trees.
And if you want cocaine on the floor to find, you go there.
It's there
I've
too.
never found cocaine.
If you look for it, it'll be
It'll
there.
be
It's
there.
like Easter
Yeah.
egg. It's like an Easter egg hunt.
It's
you
like a
find the
Pokemon.
baggies underneath.
Are you still playing Pokemon? I want to get that a little closer, I think. There you go.
Pokemon, eh?
Yeah.
We're talking about this? You really want to talk
Are
about
you
Yeah, you
playing?
play
Are you playing Pokemon Go?
So
Pokemon Go.
so here's the deal, okay? My roommate Cale Clausen, he's an actor. Cale
roommate.
Clausen.
Whoa, buddy.
Former roommate Cale and I, we were friends and then we were roommates, and it kind of we were friends and coworkers. The roommate thing put a little bit of a what's the word?
Strain?
Strain
Yeah.
on the friendship work relationship.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Pokemon Go came out. And
Okay.
Cale started playing and he was like, you gotta try this, dude. And I was like, I don't want to play this. This is so stupid.
It's so tight.
But
Pokemon's rad.
I mean, do you play, Chris?
I played
do you?
Pokemon Go when it first came out, but when
For
I
how
was
long?
in grade school and high school, I was a fucking Pokemon.
Oh, the real Pokemon.
Lord. Yeah,
Oh,
on
wow.
Game Boy.
You were?
He was a Pokemon.
I loved it. It was just so stupid. And
Oh, my jeez.
you guys all right?
Yeah, just
just a little
That's
crash.
another thing for all the listeners out there. We got to check in with each other because Ellie is loco with the traffic.
Yeah.
It's loco.
It's loco, baby. No, I just watched the movie on the plane back from Florida. Epic.
How was it? I wanted to see that.
It's
Ryan
so
Reynolds
good.
Oh, yeah.
vehicle.
I think you'll
Detective Pikachu.
I
Detective
think you'll
Pikachu.
appreciate it because, you guys, look, I like both of you guys quite a bit. I like the spooky
Oh,
bonus
thanks.
stuff quite
We
a
like
bit.
you.
I'm happy
Oh,
when I get
thanks.
to be put inside of the little spooky bonus action, and we'll get into
Oh,
that in a
yes.
minute. But the way they filmed
Chris is a great interviewer.
Detective Pikachu, the way they filmed, Detective Pikachu is filmed in such a way that was so cool because the Pokemon are actually the way they designed them make them look like they're in the world. It's not like Roger Rabbit which is a great film.
Oh, yeah.
But
Oh, yes. So
they
it's
look
not cartoony.
No, it's not. It's not cartoony
It's like,
at
this is
all.
real.
They
Kinda
are
like the new
so
Lion King.
freaking real looking. And
Oh,
then
that was bad.
I thought Ryan Reynolds did a killer job as it's just a fun kids movie. And I
Cool.
can't say that much because I watched 3 movies on the plane. And one of them was the new X-Men film. I love watching crap movies on planes. And that new X-Men movie was really tough. But anywho, back to Pokemon.
Was that made by disgraced director Bryan Singer?
It wasn't, actually. I thought it was. It was made by another cat whose name I cannot recall at the moment. But
That's how you're supposed to refer to Bryan Singer, by the way. You have to call him disgraced director.
Well,
Bryan
Where
Singer.
where do we stand on Bryan Singer? He is disgraced.
He's bad. He's a
But
bad
he's
boy.
bad news,
He's
I think.
100%.
Yeah, he's very
news.
bad.
I've heard bad things about him,
Oh.
but I don't know what the Me Too movement also
He
happening.
went to USC. That's where I went to school. And
Okay.
back when I went there were rumors. Well, there weren't rumors. They were confirmation. He would come and hang out on the cinema floor. There was a cinema floor in one of the buildings, and he would just pick up young, supple filmmaker boys.
That's terrible.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm not. Hey, don't kill the messenger.
No,
That's
I'm
what
what
not
are we
killing the
talking here?
messenger.
What are we
I'm
talking-
not trying to stand up for the guy. I'm just saying that's not good.
What are we talking here? What kind of filmmaker? What kind of young,
like
supple
young
filmmaker guy?
twink boys. Is that okay to say a twink?
No,
twink is
I don't know.
fine,
I don't
right?
know. Look, I do not know, but
What is a twink?
A twink is like a 100-pound looks like he's 15, 30-year-old man.
That is what Bryan Singer likes. Okay.
Or maybe, I guess maybe 18.
Chris is getting uncomfortable. Chris, did Bryan Singer come on to you at one point? What's happening here?
He's like, we don't need to talk about it. We don't need to talk about it.
No comment. Move on. Next.
What is happening to Bryan Singer right now? Where are these guys right now?
Let's get this back to the PG Pokemon thing here, all right? So anyways,
Pokemon.
Okay. So, like, really quick. Let me just finish. So, Kale finally broke me down. Like, he wore me down.
Like Bryan Singer broke my spirits down. Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
exactly. He Ryan Singered my Pokemon virginity, and he was like, "You gotta try it." And I tried it one day, and we kind of connected on it, and we went hunting for Pokemon together. And all of a sudden, my roommate, who I was always upset with, for one way or another, just because of your roommates, and it's annoying. People are annoying.
Yeah.
But not because he's annoying, just because he's there, and so am I to him. Anyway, we connected, and we would go walking, and we would find Pokemon together and share. We would share in this experience of like, oh, we got a really good Pokemon today, and unfortunately, cut to 3 years later.
Can you explain to me?
3 years later.
Oh, go ahead.
Wait, he's cutting to 3 years later.
Cut to 3 years later. Kale has since stopped playing.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's like, I'm not going to finish this game.
It's
done. I don't want to do this. I want to date women, and I want to, be a normal person. With a handful of other people still out there,
Jesse Sanchez,
who will not admit to you that they do this. I do occasionally go out and still collect, and I'm very close to beating the game. Level 40, everyone.
It took that long.
That's
Wait,
it. Took
so
3
you
years.
what happens when you beat the game? It just says you caught them all?
Well, it's about leveling up. It's about getting the next level.
Oh, okay. So
once you get to 40, there's no 41. There's no level 41.
Do you want to give us what's your Pokemon character's name? What's your avatar's name?
Cranston Crothers.
Is it based on Bryan Cranston?
No, I just thought it was an interesting name.
Break down the epitome.
So I named. I think it's with a Z too. Cranston Crothers with a Z. And he's pretty accomplished.
Are they all the same? Do you get to pick? I don't know anything about Pokemon.
You get to change your skin color, whether you're boy or girl. Pokemon are like just animals.
Oh, okay.
But they have magical powers. I don't know. I never played the original game. I'm only a goer. I'm only a Pokemon Go guy.
The iPhone game.
Nobody's listening out there, right? I really hope nobody hears this
it's not
podcast.
live. It's going to happen
no,
later.
but people will eventually listen. Yeah, this is according to Rick, this is going to buy us a house. This show, so a lot of people are going to listen to this.
Chris keeps singing songs, and I'm like, you're going to demonetize any chance for us to make a couple of cents.
Yeah.
Look, just because I sang,
he's like singing Dave Matthews.
Yeah,
just because I sang the song "Crash," I'm not going to finish it. I just said "Crash."
No.
I just said "Crash."
You sang that song? I thought you were going to sing like, "What would you say?"
Well, easy. Don't sing, okay? We could say the lyrics though. I could say "Crash into me, babe."
I don't know if you can. YouTube's got all these weird algorithm robots, and they're just demonetizing people left and right. You got to be careful.
I think you're fine. You could sing a bar. You could like.
Yeah, we could sing bars. I want to talk to you guys. You got one. All right, go, Rick.
Go. You go ahead, Chris.
Well,
go ahead.
Wait,
I want to get into Spooky Bonus. I want to know. I want to know where it started, and I want to know. I want to know how this dream team came together. I've definitely been in a couple of them. They're super funny. People think I always make them, and then I take credit saying I did.
What?
I did.
I'm sorry.
You did.
I made this all by myself. I hired them.
If you're in a Spooky, you're a co-collaborator.
You made
it.
I hired all of these people. No, these guys are their dream team here. So give us the breakdown. You just had a screening last week.
Yeah, we did a screening at the Vista. This curator named Brooke Wise put it on. Us and a bunch of other filmmakers. Spooky Bonus are they're 60-second videos that are absurd. I guess we would call them absurdist realism, and they're absurd, quirky ideas told in a very cinematic, real way. And They're primarily, right now, they're on Instagram. That's kind of our medium. We would like to, expand it into something broader for a broader audience. But as of right now, you can find them on @SpookyBonus on Instagram.
Go to your app store, download the app Instagram.
Instagram, if you haven't heard of it, it's pretty cool.
And then @SpookyBonus.
We have, how many do we have as of?
I think we have about 30.
We have about 30 as of
30
this podcast right now. And,
30 vids. I've always told Rick, once we get to 50, that's when the calls will start coming in.
That's when the calls will finally
start coming in. That's when the house money's coming in.
Yeah. The house money.
Welcome to Hollywood. Welcome to Hollywood.
We love you guys. Spooky.
Okay.
Spooky started off. I was
Rick,
experimenting.
let me talk to John here for a second. He's the one on the show, okay?
Well, hold on.
Okay.
Well, but we could be interviewed
together. How we first met.
So 3 years ago.
3 years. Wow.
3 years ago, Rick and I were introduced by a mutual friend of ours. Director extraordinaire.
Okay.
Machete Bang Bang.
Oh yeah, Machete, of course.
Also known as, you know Machete.
Yeah, we all know Machete.
She's a hub. She's a hub of talent. She knows where to find it. She knows how to exploit it. Just kidding, Machete. She's like she's kind of a creative agent. She's a creative agent of change.
She's a connector.
She knows
and
who's gonna.
Machete does not exploit it. Machete rocks.
I know. I'm just joking, Machete.
Okay, Chris.
Someone's got to set the record straight here.
The mayor of Los Angeles.
Just kidding, Machete. You're the best. Woo, we love you. So she was like, "You got to meet my friend Rick," and I was like, "Okay, whatever." And she posted this Valentine's Day video.
Oh yeah.
That was like this hot couple making out, and then at the end of the video, there's this man with a beard and a ponytail, and he's like holding up some sign that's like "I love you," and he just looks weird. He's got this weird look. Like, why'd you put that guy at the end of that video?
Yeah, I remember
and she
this
goes,
video.
"Oh, that's Rick." Yeah. That's the guy I want you to meet. And he shot that video. And I was like, oh, well, it did look pretty good. The shooting of the video looked nice. And, okay, yeah, all right.
Right.
Didn't really think much about him ever again. Just that video existed. And there was a strange-looking guy at the end of the video. Then
maybe Rick, I'll start getting your opinion on it, Rick. No, I'm just kidding.
2 or 3 months later, I go to this creative retreat.
Yeah, it was a artistic short film being made. It was the sequel.
A sequel to a movie called Haya.
Haya.
So we're doing Haya 2, Hipster Insane Asylum.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's this group of creative individuals who like get together and
it's like 20 of us, 20 actors.
Just shoot stuff, and then Mitch and Machete, who's another mutual friend, Mitch and Machete edit it. And then
they directed it.
They direct it, they edit it, it comes out, everyone's like, yay, interesting. It was fun to be a part of. And when I went to this house in Idlewild.
Yeah, they rented like a 6-bedroom cabin in Idlewild in the middle of May.
I remember this.
Right away.
Yeah.
Yes. Right away I get there and everyone's like, normal, maybe a little,
They were cool.
They're cool, normal. And then I see this weird guy coming at me with face paint. He's dressed in a Barry Lyndon wig and outfit. And I'm like, who the fuck is this asshole dressed up so much? Everyone else is like cool, normal costumes. This guy's got to be dressed in face paint. And he goes, hey, how's it going? I'm Rick.
Whoa, that's your impersonation of Rick? Hold on.
I'm Rick. How's it going? Oh, you fool. Hey, how's it going? And I was like, oh, here's this guy.
Sounds like
here's this guy from
teamster.
Here's that guy from this video, this music, this Valentine's Day video. And then I was like, oh, by the end of that night, we ate a couple mushrooms.
We ate some mushrooms, the magic kind. 20 of us got into a circle after the first day of filming, and a plastic jack-o'-lantern was being passed around with magic mushrooms in there.
Yes.
That someone brought up. And we had to hold the mushroom up and say what we were grateful for or something like that, and then eat the mushroom. I've never taken mushrooms with that many people before.
Right.
And my introduction to John, I know I met him like when I was in full face paint, but where I knew we were going to be friends for life was when I was peeking on these mushrooms, and I'm lying on this this living room carpet, and John comes bursting through the door. He had been outside wandering around the neighborhood. There was a lot of fog in the neighborhood at that time.
It was like the foggiest night you could imagine.
And he comes in tripping, and he's like, guys, you got to come outside and see this. It's amazing. And everyone ignored John except for me and like 3 or 4 other people. And he brought us outside in the neighborhood of Idlewild, and like a museum tour guide, he was taking us around the neighborhood, showing us the way that light coming from people's porches, the way light looked through the fog.
It was.
It was like as if he was showing us Picasso and Da Vinci.
But it felt, to me, it felt like that.
Yeah, it did.
I was like, this is the most amazing night.
Yes. And
you're literally walking through darkness, and you go around a corner, and there's like this
little glow,
ghostly, like UFO, lighting beams of light just coming through the fog.
And the way that he was like presenting the light to all of us, and we're tripping, so we're very like, vulnerable. I'm having a stroke in the car.
Oh no!
There was just like this feeling of awe and wonderment in that moment, and I'm like, this guy's pretty cool.
Nice.
And we stayed in touch from that point on.
Cool.
But I think it wasn't until about 6 months later. I was experimenting with the minute-long format with Instagram, doing
with
like
the what?
15-second sketches, 60-second sketches.
You had done disposables.
Oh yeah, you were doing all that stuff.
Which I had never seen.
Right. Which were disposable videos were a little side project I was doing. They were shot on a green screen, and I played all the parts, and they were 15-second little pieces, all comedy related. And I had an idea to do a parody of a Masterclass video. The Masterclass
I remember that. Yeah.
So I wanted to do one from the perspective of like a guy who's like homeless and living, on people's couches and trying to scam people out of money. And I said, I knew John was savvy with the camera, and I was like, John, can you come and shoot this for me? And he was down. And John quickly, I've worked with a lot of DPs, and it was very apparent that John wasn't just a DP. He had to get in there and direct, and he was producing and making it better. And he's like, what if the camera, what if it was here? And I'm kind of a egotistical control freak. And
a nightmare. I like to call him a nightmare.
So that was the first introduction of kind of like allowing someone else to come in with vision, and like, allowing John to come in and like bring what he had to the game. And I remember that shoot because I make it a thing where if I'm doing one of these 60-second shoots, I like to edit the same day, usually at night, and finish it and release it right away. Get it done as quickly as possible. And I remember we finished the shoot and we went into editing, and I remember your mind was like blown because we were like going through takes, and John was freaking going crazy with excitement.
Dude.
And I remember at the end of it, he's like, I gotta have producing credit. You gotta give me and I was like, yeah, take it. You're fine. Yeah. And
I was so excited. I mean, to watch Rick edit so quickly and efficiently was like,
yeah, he's the master.
That was fun. It was like a class.
And it was funny because we were doing a master class. And then I think we did another shoot after that where it was another parody of a Vice video.
Yes.
And
the sex doll one?
Yeah, the sex doll one.
Great.
And then I think it was like 2 months later, 2 or 3 months later, maybe less, we went to a concert. We went to this free concert in LA with our friend Carolyn. And
yes.
We were on a little bit of psychedelics again.
Yes.
And we were coming down off the psychedelics after seeing our friend Michael McCarthy. We had to leave him because we were tripping too hard.
He was too much. He was too much of a personality.
We were like, Michael, we can't hang out, and he got pissed. And that's another story.
Great guy.
As we were walking home, I think I had a piece of trash, or you had a piece of trash, and one of us threw it away in the garbage. I forget who did it, but we did it. Both of us did it collectively. I forget who it was. We did a voice as if the garbage can was like, "Oh, thank you," and we started spinning that idea. And then we were like, let's make a short together.
Feed the trash cans.
As like two equal creatives rather than me saying, John, come and shoot and help produce this thing. So we that was our first spooky bonus video. And I think at the time
what did we call that?
We didn't call it spooky bonus.
No.
It was still like I have a company called Future Park, and we both do work together with it. And I think we called it like a Future Park production. And I think it was a second or third video in where we were like, I told you, I said, let's have a name that could be us.
Oh my God.
And
Rick went to high school with a couple of kids.
Yeah.
Who were in a band.
And now they're gonna know.
Called Spooky Bonus, but the band has disbanded.
They were around for
done.
like 6 months.
Oh, so you wait, you lifted the name from a band?
Well, here's the deal.
This is not. Wait, hold on. Oh,
blame me.
Literally stop the car.
There you go.
Dude, whatever. They'll be happy that the band name is being used. It's a great name. Thanks, guys.
I was gonna rename this show Van Halen. I mean, come on, guys. Bad joke.
Shut up,
all
Chris.
right.
We lifted the name. I always liked the name. I thought it was really funny. And you know what? The name kind of suits us because I consider John to be the darker one in the group. His ideas are generally very dark.
Yeah.
You kind of deal with murder and death and real darkness. John's a dark guy. And I'm dark too, but I feel like
Rick lifts it up, makes it a little more funny.
I'm a little zany and stupid and goofy, and I feel like we come together and it causes this fusion to happen.
It's good.
So it's like a spooky bonus, you know?
It's spooky, but also you get a bonus at the end.
Now, John, you are... I'm getting close to my destination. You are...
No, we got to keep this going.
You are...
this is good stuff. You roll around the block a few times.
Chris, like, I've been watching you act for a few years now.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to check in with you regarding your acting career.
Well,
because...
He just booked a commercial.
I just booked a commercial. Yeah,
because every time you're not booking a commercial, I'm surprised I feel like you should be working a lot.
He's doing well.
All right, great. I'm glad you're doing well.
I just booked a commercial for Milkbone.
Can you talk about it? Oh, I guess you just
for
did.
Vodafone?
I guess
Milkbone.
Milkbone, the dog bone company.
Oh my God, great.
Yeah.
What was your line for the audition?
No, I won't say what you just wait and see. You just wait and watch it.
Did you have to bring your dog?
I didn't because I don't have a dog. But I in the audition I mimed with a fake dog.
Okay.
No, I don't know how that works. I don't know if you can talk about it or not. But yeah, it's for a dog bone company. If I get in trouble,
cool.
Okay.
So what?
No, you're not in trouble.
But that's
your
the
Catholic
guilt
coming in.
There it is.
Is that your cat? Are you Catholic?
I was raised Catholic, but
so was I, dude. In the house.
Yeah,
Jesus.
where's your? Wait, hold on. Do
Catholics believe in Jesus?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
I thought God is the thing.
Well, God and Jesus are the same.
Okay. The Holy Ghost?
That's part of it.
Right.
Where's your guilt, John? I'm not noticing any guilt.
Where's my guilt? Oh, I have a lot of guilt, dude.
Oh, okay.
John has
Guilt. It sucks.
Yeah, I've got the guilt.
We don't need to get into my guilt, but it's bad.
I'm now right down by the ocean.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so John, from me knowing you, you've always been like a solid actor. You were in the short film we did.
Yes.
And then but you're just a tour de force of creativity.
Thank you.
And then you and your wife are making stuff now.
Yes.
Which
Sarah's
Sarah
fun
Lindsay.
because Sarah Lindsay is her stage name.
Really?
She actually took my last name.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Which I was really flattered with, which is nice.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think that that last name would perpetuate much.
Did she legally change it?
She legally has changed the name.
Wow. Cool. Okay.
So she is Sarah Weselcouch, which is really kind of nice. Feels good, you know? And Winnie is Winnie Weselcouch.
But you don't call her Winnie, you call her Binny.
What do you call her?
We've been calling her Bin. Bin.
Binny.
It's like a fun sound for her to hear. But if she hears it too much, she's going to think that that's her actual name.
Yeah, I was thinking about that this morning.
Maybe we should stop. Maybe we should start calling her Winnie again. But Binny, Bin makes sense.
And have you guys... go ahead, Rick.
No, you go ahead, Chris. I'm going to ask one after you.
No, go for it because I'm about to be at my destination.
No. Let's keep this going a little longer. I'm going to drop John off at the Los Feliz Boulevard exit.
Love it.
Yeah, Riverside.
Great.
Okay.
Let's go for another 5 or 10 minutes.
Okay.
So you just roll around the block. I wanted to get... the big question here is...
Let's get into it.
Like, being a father, can you... Now, you were like all new fathers. I imagine you were nervous and you were scared before, like when you found out you were going to be a dad.
Yes.
And tell us about like that fear compared to how you really feel now. Like, what is it like? Because
So-
Chris and I are, we're little boys.
Everyone's afraid of the unknown, I feel like. That's the number one thing I've taken away from being a father. Like, you're afraid of the unknown.
Yeah, that's the point.
You're afraid of this child being born. You don't want the child.
Yeah.
Before the child comes, you're like, there's no way I can do this. There's no way this is going to be a good thing in my life.
Right.
I really don't know. I don't know about this. Even if you're like wanting to be a dad. I've always wanted to be a dad. I've always wanted to have kids.
Yeah.
But the second, that's on the table, you start to freak out. And you're like, I don't know. You see the fork in the road. You see, you without having a kid. And what does that look like? And then you see you post having a kid. And you're like, okay, what makes the most sense?
Right.
And Sarah and I were like, yeah, we are ready. We're ready to do this. I'm 34 and she was 29 at the time. She's 30 now.
That what you were ready when you found out she was pregnant?
We were like ready.
Yeah.
We had been discussing it. We just didn't realize that it would happen so soon in our lives.
Right, yeah.
And then when it happened, there was this feeling of, I am freaking out. I don't know what to do. I'm looking outside myself for the answer. Inside is a jumble of emotions that don't make any sense. And everybody, you hear every single piece of advice that you've heard your whole life. Where from the first person in high school that got pregnant.
Yeah.
One of your friends or the girl in the grade
The
below
horror
you.
stories.
And you're like,
okay.
oh God. And everyone's like, yeah, she got pregnant, so she's gonna keep the baby. That's life-changing. That's changing her life. Her life's over now. And it's like this voice in your head that's like, your life's over.
Yeah.
Your life as you know it is over.
Interesting.
And there's a lot of truth to that, but that is not the way it feels now. It's like nothing has changed.
Yeah.
The only thing that's changed is now I have like a small friend that I need to take around everywhere.
Yeah.
And like,
cool,
that's
yeah.
it. You know what I mean? And she's good. She's a good person and she's a good friend.
I had it explained to me once that it's like you have like a little party animal, like a little drunk person you got to take care of all the time because they're kind of puking and like they're like up at weird hours and like
crying.
they like crying, like they're fully dependent on you. Like if you've ever had a friend who's like blackout drunk and they like are just like, I need lasagna, and you're like, I don't know where to get lasagna at.
I don't know
here,
where to
eat
get
this
that.
macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
And they're like, thank you.
Yeah, it's true. It is kind of like that. I feel like Sarah and I have been really lucky with Winnie because she does sleep through the night now sometimes. Nice. I mean, it's like she'll go to sleep at 11 and wake up maybe once at 5 or 6.
In the beginning, was she waking up every few hours?
In the beginning, it's every 3 hours, and it is annoying. It's like,
yeah.
But you're doing it gladly.
They depend
You're
on
waking
you.
up and you're like, oh yeah, this is more fun.
Yeah.
I mean, to take care of this kid is more fun than getting a full night's sleep.
Right.
Yeah, they need it. They're the key.
And I've had so many full nights of sleep in my life. I usually
you had enough.
before Winnie,
you'll get them back one day. You'll get them back. They're coming your way.
They're coming back
when he's dead.
Yeah, just a couple more years, 50, 60 more years. I'll get those sleep.
Can we talk about one real thing? Pivot before I have to go in this parking lot.
Go.
Yeah.
The fucking mall culture is already getting ready for Christmas. Okay, it's Chris. It was
I've
like
noticed this.
Yes,
it's like
it's November.
It's November,
Day after
but
Halloween.
I'm looking up the street in Santa Monica. There's an ice rink up the street. There's snowflakes in the trees. Okay. It's like such a bizarre thing. Like you don't think when you're in July that it's about to be fucking Christmas. You know what I mean? Like
that's always. I feel like the West Side is always like on top of Christmas more than the East Side of LA. I don't know
Well,
what.
the West
Yeah,
Side's
no,
more
it's
on
true.
top of everything.
Yeah,
more than the
they have
East
more
Side.
money. You know.
Yeah, we wait around until we get
I'm
that
by
check,
a
and
mall,
the check
I
never
guess,
comes.
so that's kind of fair. But
John,
Anyway.
was there like what was that feeling like when the day Winnie was born? Like what can you
complete release of like this is my life now, and all that life that I was worried about losing is like good riddance.
Yeah, it was like this is good.
I love that life's gone.
Yeah.
Because the control that you have over your singular life,
Right.
it just becomes a burden. Now, like Winnie controls my life,
Yeah.
and it's like
It gives it like definition. For
yeah,
you.
I know that this is where I need to be and this is what I need to do.
Right.
and I'm
Cool.
not stuck in my head running around in circles trying to think like, what do I do with my time? I know that I have to do this, and then I also know that when I have time to do other things, that time is valuable. And I got to get shit done.
It's precious now.
They run
like
the
It is
show.
everything's precious.
Yeah,
like this
they run the show.
podcast, I needed to.
You had to schedule it.
I had to schedule this.
I had
it wasn't
to
like,
talk to your manager, who's your
my
wife.
wife's my manager. You can get in contact with her. Sarah Lindsay, associates.com. Sarah Lindsay
How
Partners.
did you come up? I think this will... Chris, what's your world looking like right now? I'm going to drop John off soon.
Well, I'm going to loop around the block one more
Anywhere.
time, and then I'm going to go into this parking lot, which is underground. So
I just want to know one last question about being a new dad. How did you guys come up with the name Winnie? Because to me, I feel like choosing a name for your kid has got to be a stressful thing.
Yeah, it's kind of...
Okay, this guy's on my ass.
It wasn't so stressful. We were joking around about a bunch of names one day.
What were some of the jokes?
And... I mean, just the names themselves.
Wait, I'd like to
We're
know.
jokey. Oh God, I can't really remember. I think we talked about Willis, like Bruce Willis, like naming
Willis
the kid Willis Weselcouch.
That'd be cool.
And we were like, no way. And then we thought about the movie Hocus Pocus with Winifred Sanderson. I'm kidding. That's not where we got the name for our baby.
Okay, John.
You know they're coming out with a sequel.
Are they?
Yeah.
That's
I
cool.
just heard.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
But no, we
Halloween's
were
over.
We were throwing names out, and Winifred came out, and rather than shutting it down, like the last 10 names that I had jokingly thrown out, Sarah was like, I kind of like that, and I was like, yeah, she can go by Winnie, and that was that. We decided on the name in that moment. We were like, let's keep that, unless she comes out totally different, and she needs another name, but she didn't.
I like her name because you become your name, and her name has the word win in it.
She's going to be a winner.
Yeah.
She is a winner.
She's going to be a winner.
Why, don't name your kid Lucy, because it's like loser.
Oh, come on.
I don't know.
What? I'm just,
Well, I got to start. I got to start landing this plane because I'm about to go in a parking garage. But
yeah.
How many miles are you going to be running? What's
we
that?
did almost like an hour.
Almost an hour? It felt like 5 minutes.
I went by quick.
Can we do this again though?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to have you back.
Can we do part 2 because we have a lot to discuss.
Yeah, we'll bring you back on.
There's way too much to discuss, not just with the parent thing, the father thing.
Yeah.
How many miles are you going to run?
Oh, Jeffrey Epstein.
I'm going to try. Yeah, we need to talk Jeff Epstein.
I'll bring you up into the Griffith Park.
All right, bring me up here. I'm going to do 5 today, Chris.
Get after it.
I'll bring it.
All right,
man.
I'm pulling in this garage. Rick, do you want to close it off?
I'll close it off, Chris. Just be sure to get out of your car. It looks nicer on the podcast.
All right, I will.
Video.
Okay.
All right, thanks a lot, Chris.
Bye, John. Thanks for being on the
Chris,
show. Bye,
peace, man. Good talking.
Bye, Chris.
All right.
All right, John. Well, this is your little... What the hell? Get up. Why is this person up my ass right here? Anyway, that was a great podcast.
Why is this person here?
I don't know. This is the problem with this podcast.
Hopefully you guys can see me.
They get out and shoot us.
They could. This is the problem. You're in traffic and you're dealing with all kinds of stuff.
How do you feel?
I feel good. That was great.
That was good?
Yeah, that was really fun.
Should we be done?
Yeah, I think we're good. You want to run here? Is this good for you? Or do you want me to take you home?
This is good. This is fine.
Yeah?
I'm going to run here, down, around Silver Lake, and back up.
All right. Fun times.
Thanks, dude.
Thanks.
There's your mic.
All right. Bye-bye. Oh, the GoPro's off. Okay, podcast is done.